Hey everybody, you're listening to The Fighter and the Kid. This is Smooth Jazz with Big Brown. Just kidding. It's Fighter and the Kid, except for the kid is missing in action. He is not here. He gave me short notice. This is very typical of a 47-year-old Brian the Kid Callen. Very typical.
No call, no show. Get you fired from Gladstones.
So, I sent out the bat signal and poof, the armbar assassin herself, Ronda Rousey, in the house. Jean Grey, what is up? How you feeling? It's a lot of pressure to step in for the kid.
It is. It is a lot. I'm not going to be able to have him as a crutch singing about my golden horse mane running through fields.
Originally, Callen goes, you know what, bro? Just do the show by yourself like a psycho, like I'm freaking Jay Leno over here. He goes, because no other fighter really, it's going to be boring with any other fighter. I said, except one. I said, what about Ronda? He goes, genius. Genius. You're the only one he gave the stamp of approval.
Oh, thank you. I think you could pull off like a Spalding Gray monologue, except for Spalding Gray.
Just me talking nonstop.
Yeah.
What Callen doesn't realize is I'm in the middle of training camp. So he's like, let's just do it tomorrow. Nope, Callen. We got Fire and the Kid fans who are in demand, want to hear the show, and you can't wait till Friday night to post a podcast.
Well, you have to realize he's a stand-up comedian, so he just stands up and talks by himself for a living. So that's as easy sounding to him as you saying, like, Brian, just go for a jog. He's like, I can't go for a jog. I'm in the middle of tour.
It's true.
You know?
It's true. I don't know if you ever listen to Brian's podcast, the one he does on his own.
No,
it's basically
without you, it's useless.
I know. Me and him we're like Penn and Teller. We're like Penn and Teller. I'm real big, but Brian won't shut the hell up, so we're not really like Penn and Teller.
No, not at all. Tyler doesn't talk. Or Penn doesn't talk.
Which one is it? Do you know, DJ?
I feel like Penn's the big dude.
Penn's the big dude.
And Teller tells nothing.
Yeah, Teller's a little guy.
They're killing it, though. Those guys have been doing the damn thing for about 15 years.
You want to know why? No fucking tigers.
That's right.
There's no
Biting them in the neck. Biting them in the neck. Speaking of Vegas, I've never brought this up on the podcast before. If you've never seen the Liberace special that HBO did, it is good. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Have you seen it, Rana?
No.
No? You've never seen it?
I don't really know how to operate a television.
The kid,
Born.
God dang it. What's his name?
We have Michael Douglas is in it.
Oh, Michael Douglas is Liberace, and why am I drawing a blank here? He's a huge actor. Huge actor. Michael Bourne. Goodwill Hunting.
Rounders.
Goodwill Hunting.
Ocean's 11, 12.
Oh, about to go crazy. Ben Affleck's boy. Come on.
Matt Damon?
Yeah. Damn.
It was so obvious. I didn't even know that's what you were talking about. I was like, there's another dude in all those movies besides Matt Damon? Like, I didn't know what you were getting at.
Like he was an extra or something? Anyways, we'll get over this now, but yes, he is very good in that movie. Scott, yeah, love that movie. Speaking of movies, then we'll get to fights here pretty soon, but speaking of movies, we went and saw the movie called The Other Girl.
Brendan's idea, by the way. I wanted to see Godzilla.
Well, Godzilla's not out. You wanted to see Draft Day.
I did. You wanted to see The Other Girl.
I want to see The Other Girl. Everyone knows I like my romantic comedies. First of all, we walked out of the movie. We walked out of the movie early.
Yeah, I mean, we would have walked out earlier if we didn't have to wait for our
bill.
Yeah.
God, the movie was just bad. At first, it started off pretty good. I was into it.
They lost me at the toilet.
Yeah, and then they tried doing a Dumb and Dumber scene where he's blowing up the toilet. And then it's obviously the movie's definitely made by a woman, I would assume, or wrote by a woman.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think like a cheap
because
man
it just so happens this guy has three girls. He's married. He has three side pieces.
Oh, that's the one with Kate Upton.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll get to Kate Upton in a second. So he's married. He has three side pieces. But they don't show it. I'm not promoting that you cheat on your wife. I'm not promoting you have six side pieces. However, they made it seem like these girls are just little angels. Like he has no reason to search elsewhere. Like all three girls are the perfect girl in his life. It's for sure written by a woman. I wish Brian was here.
I don't know. I don't think any girl would think that her and all of her husband's mistresses would all be besties and get drunk at a party and go slap Kate Upton's ass. I mean, I think that's kind of a man. I don't know. We gotta look this up.
No way. No, I'm not saying who directed it.
I think if all my girls actually knew about each other, they'd be really good friends and just get drunk and slap each other's asses together and have a great time. It sounds like a guy kind of a thought.
I do think that. Yes, you're right.
There you go. You gotta look it up. Google that shit immediately.
No, you know what? I think I'm not saying it's directed by a female because there's not a ton of female directors out there. I'm saying it's written by a male is what I think. It's written by a female. Sorry, written by a female. That's what I think.
Only one I wanted to find out.
That's true. And then Kate Upton, I was telling you this during the movie, doesn't do it for me. How about boxcar Kate Upton? I mean, her body is like a refrigerator. There's just not. I mean, it's like blonde hair, tig old bitties, and then it doesn't go. There's no curves. It's just like a box.
Well,
her face is attractive, but I don't get it. Go
I'm
ahead.
mixed on this because on one hand, if you're sitting next to me and you're like, wow, you are so much prettier than Kate Upton, there's part of me that goes, yay, score one for me, you're awesome.
Word.
But there's another part of me that's like, I like seeing bigger girls like Kate Upton being pushed as sex symbols
Instead
and
of
not
skinny
like,
girls?
you know, little Paris Hiltons and stuff like that.
You know, I feel like the Paris Hiltons are done though. That's what everyone says. Well, it's healthy because she's a bigger girl. It's healthy. Yeah, I get that. But the skinny girl's really not in anymore. The fit, curvy girl's in.
I don't know. Some of these girls that look a little bit curvier, I think, in the movie, you see them in person and they are skinny.
Ooh, yeah, so that's true. Sometimes that's true. Have you ever seen Kim Kardashian?
No.
Real frumpy.
She's never been in a movie.
Well, I'm just saying she's a major celebrity who's known for curves. She's about 4'11", and her ass is about all three of ours
But how would you have
combined.
a real perception of what she actually looks like? Because you only see her in tabloids or official pictures.
That's what I'm saying. Celebrities, you think they're this beautiful, curvy girl, and then when you see them in person,
Yeah, I'm saying
because
like,
those pictures you see, they're signing off on.
Yeah, and like these are all like controlled environments that you see them on.
Exactly.
Like I'll purposely put stuff on my Instagram that's not like, you know, preconceivedly whatever.
Hold.
hear
But
it.
you're sure as heck not putting on pictures where you look all shitty.
Well-
Hey, everybody. I'm not always in makeup. And then you're just like busted, like early morning. No filter. And like one eye open. Just freaking, that wouldn't be
saying
good.
I don't look pretty in the morning?
No, I'm saying you're not doing that. You're going to make sure it's a decent picture.
Well, it's
I don't
gonna
post
look-
any picture where
I
they're
can
like,
look
hey, Shab, you look
decently-
like shit. Post this.
I could look decently unkempt.
Without makeup, for sure. You very rarely wear makeup.
Yeah. So
I'm just saying you wouldn't post a picture of you eating, let's say, a hot dog. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, no, for obvious reasons.
Or a corn dog.
Hey, I'm just-
Take your pick.
I'm just sitting here deep throating my corn dog.
I didn't say deep now, so you're taking a different direction.
If I took a picture
All right,
of
a
me, I'd
hamburger.
take a huge
A hamburger.
bite of a corn dog. What
That's
do
a
you
bad
think?
example, people. I'm sorry. All right, you're eating a giant, cool cucumber. All right? How's that?
And
What you say,
by the
DJ?
way,
Like,
according
hashtag juicing.
according to IMDb, the other women was written by Melissa Stack.
Jeez, crazy.
Hate it when Brendan's
It's her,
right all the
and
time.
that's her only writing credit. according
For
to-
sure. Of course. Of
No
course.
way, that was
Because
their first
every guy in
try.
that movie, they just make out to be evil.
Nuh-uh.
Except for the brother.
Yeah, not like Richard Gere Leonidas, gap tooth guy.
True. The brother in the movie who lives in a $6.8 million house during the movie. I mean, it's ridiculous. The
And what
houses
does he
they
do?
live
All
in,
he does is hang out with these chicks. I mean,
hangs
how
out
does-
and flirts with chicks.
I think he's a coke dealer. Let me see how I can have all his
He
money
might
and
be
free
doing
time.
drugs.
Yeah.
Make the story more. It definitely spice up the movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's like that millionaire guy that threw the porn star off the roof.
Did you hear about that porn site that for every 100 downloads, they're like planting a tree? I swear to God, they're gonna be overrun with fucking trees.
Hold up. First of all, how do you know about this and I don't?
Reddit.
Reddit on what?
Reddit is the front page of the internet.
Oh, Reddit.
Yeah,
I thought
reddit.com.
you were saying-
Reddit on what? What time does Norwal bacon? So you don't know what that means. That means you don't fucking Reddit.
Reddit sounds.
Reddit is where like everything you see on Reddit ends up on Facebook 2 days later and ends up then on the news the day after
I'm
that.
not on Facebook.
I'm just saying that Reddit gets it first. And
CNN begs to differ.
And they just posted on the New York Daily News this morning.
Dang.
Porn gets environmentally
yeah, it was on Reddit
friendly.
before
So
that.
so
there you go. Beat the Daily News. Fuck CNN. They're getting that shit off Reddit too.
So For every 100 downloads,
Yes.
they're planting a tree.
For like 1 month.
There's gonna be a ton of trees.
Yeah, there's all these funny gifs of like just trees erupting with like the whole
Just
earth.
tree central. That is just.
It's a great idea because it's like even though you're alone, you're still planting your seed.
Wow. I haven't heard of this. That's interesting.
Yeah, they've
'cause you never read it.
to give the U.S. more wood. Was launched on yeah,
There's so many cliche things to say.
They launched it on
here.
Arbor Day this year.
I'm not mad at that. This is a weird road to go down. We'll touch on it for a second. How does porn make money anymore? No one's buying DVDs.
Banner ads.
No one's buying subscriptions. Yeah, it has to be the banners,
banner
right?
ads, yeah.
Sponsorship.
Yep.
Depending how many downloads you get, that's your advertiser selling to advertisers.
Yeah, you get cost per click, cost per look.
But there's no Ford, there's no Dodge, Harley Davidson sponsor these things. They're getting like McElroy's body oil, $14.99.
Well, McElroy still spends money on their advertising.
Probably not that much money though, is it?
Well,
I'm sure our listeners know. I'm going to get blasted on Twitter where they're like, they make $6 a year off at McElroy's Body Glow.
I'm like, what kind of a loser are you to be an expert on that subject?
Yeah, well,
You loser! How did you not know the top advertisers of porn?
but you know what? But some of it's pretty informational. Like when I was
Pretty informational.
when I was on Rogan, I was talking about the undercards of boxing. Those guys actually make pretty good money. I wasn't clowning. I was just saying.
The opponents make good money. How undercard are we talking about?
We're talking the undercard of Pacquiao.
Oh, well, like a card like that, yeah.
Yeah, no. We're talking major boxing here. No one cares about Billy's in the garage undercard over there. We're talking about Pacquiao major undercard. I was saying I don't think those guys make that much money. I was saying that's what's wrong with boxing because there's one major fight. The 145 pounders, the 137 pounders dominate the world in boxing. Pacquiao, Mayweather, the big heavy hitters who own pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. Those are your heavy hitters. They're not knocking anyone out, really. I mean, yeah, Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez, blah, blah, blah. Really, it's going to decision, and the undercard is usually just junk. That's what they're giving you. So that's what's wrong with boxing. The sport of boxing is not dying. It's the way they're going about it. The one page they could take from the UFC is the way the UFC markets their fighters, and they tell the story. We got guys on Facebook prelims who people are familiar with their story, at least. In boxing, you have no idea. I have no idea. And I'm a fan of the sport and I have no idea.
I don't know. I mean, you can't really say it's dying. I think
I didn't say it was dying. I said the way they're going about it. What'd you say?
I think Mayweather-Canelo was the highest grossing fight ever. At least that's what they just said on the Mayweather All Access thing I was watching. So...
I'm sure it is. That doesn't mean it's not
few
done.
Guys that are doing like I can name like 5 boxers that like off the top of my head.
How many UFC guys can you name? A ton.
I mean I'm biased because I'm in the business, but it's like they spread out the notoriety a little bit more in MMA.
They tell the stories.
Well, you have too many promotions.
Too many belts, unified belts. The lightweights dominate.
How many boxers are there? How many professional boxers are there? I mean, there's only 500 on the UFC roster, right?
Yeah.
So how many boxers? So that you're talking internationals. You're talking thousands.
Think about how many world champions there are in boxing.
Yeah, and then you have a heavyweight champion who won't fight outside of like Europe.
Klitschko doing the damn thing though, isn't he?
He is, but.
Individually, they're doing great, but as a whole, it's like it's not organized.
It's an exciting time for boxing. I'm just saying, in general, boxing could do a better job.
Yeah, no, it's not organized as a whole because there's not one overlooking thing, but individually, they're killing it. So it's good for those guys. But
those guys are killing it. It's great for those guys. Speaking of killing it in LA, I've officially become straight LA Hollywood. I've been taking some serious heat for this. I wish Callan was here right now to roast me for this.
Hey, Brendan, did you drive to yoga in your Prius today?
I did. Wait. That's right. This just in, Brendan bought a Prius. I still have my M6. Don't get it twisted, people. Do not get it twisted. I still have a
flushing money down
BMW M6. However, I average 600 miles a week in training camp. My M6 Monster gets 10 miles a gallon. So I was like, you know what? I can't keep putting miles on the Dark Knight. I got to do something here. Did
So
the
the
most
Prius.
LA thing possible and got a Prius.
Prius.
Straight Prius.
Did you get your carpool bumper sticker on it?
No, I need one though. Where do you get those? DMV?
I think so. I mean, they don't have them at Albertsons.
Ooh, I need to go into the DMV. I need to go in the DMV.
Set an appointment.
I'm getting a California license too.
What color is it? Pink?
Don't. I love your old picture. You should see the picture on Brennan's license.
Super cheesy. Super cheesy.
He looks like a cast member of American Pie.
When you go in the DMV, first of all, everyone has low blood sugar. Everyone's pissed off they work there,
Not
right?
if you have an appointment.
Really?
Because
Well, no, the workers there aren't very friendly.
They are so
Next.
friendly. No, the
And then the
appointment ones are
picture, you're not
friendly.
even ready. The picture, they're like, ready, plaque. And then you
Whatever,
just like
picture
one
sucks.
eye's open, one eye's closed. I got to live with this thing for 15 years, lady.
Well, you had that one strategy.
I got my strategy. I'm going to cover my face until my smile and eyes are perfect and then open it up and then take it. Bam!
Peekaboo
And then
shot.
boom. That's my idea. Well, I'll let you guys know how it goes.
That's a good idea.
It's gonna be a good idea. But the Prius is interesting, man. First of all, don't get it twisted. Leonardo DiCaprio drives one. All right, so I think we're all in the clear. If Leonardo can pull it off, I'm right behind him. I'm right behind him.
I don't know. I just,
I might be the toughest
I
guy in
didn't
LA
say
with a
anything
Prius.
bad.
I don't know if you're winning any
that.
points with that one, but okay, go ahead.
It's tough, man.
Continue.
It's tough.
but
You know who else? Jake Ellenberger drives a Prius.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna take a picture of me and him sitting on our Priuses and put Team Prius.
See if you can
Team
get that
Prius, everybody.
Trending real quick.
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you guys do the Prius wave at each other when you cross paths? Like,
It's like
"Eh."
kind of half-ass wave.
It's like one of those ones where you don't open your fingers. It's like
Yeah, it's
almost like
close.
you're about to do this freestyle at any moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really. I like it. It's cool. I think I'm already on a empty tank, and already this week. What is today? Thursday? Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, and I've already driven 370 miles.
jeez.
My tank's on E already. That's why I got a Prius. I'm a little self-conscious of it. Today I was picking up
But
shirts.
like with all the other electric cars, like the Cadillac has the CTS version.
There's a Tesla.
There's
right?
a Tesla.
I have to do something
all
quick.
the ones.
I know.
You
I
just-
want
you
a
just-
Fisker. That's what I want is a Fisker. But there's like a wait for those. Then I'd have to get rid of the M6. I'm looking to buy a place after this
Fisker?
next fight. Fisker is a badass electrical
That's
vehicle.
the Bieber car right there.
That's right, the Biebs.
Biebs has
Sounds
one.
like a hairy hand.
No, it's dope.
See, fist whisker.
I'll show you.
I know.
Fisker's dope. That was a horrible joke.
Douchebag
Horrible
jar.
joke. You and my dad would have a great time telling jokes together. First of all, real quick, everybody, Ronda tells jokes like a 50-year-old. Yeah, for sure. Just gonna let you on a little secret, like a 50-year-old.
I have a jar for that though. We have a system in my house, and we have a douchebag jar,
Hate that word. One of the worst words of all time. But carry on.
which is why it's a
Can't it just be
jar
called
for
a
that.
tool jar?
Fine. To protect Brendan's sensitive ears for right now, we will call
Tool
it
jar.
the tool jar. And if you say something toolish, you have to add money to the jar. So our jar is pretty full. I mean,
Is this-
I put a
this
20 in
is-
there sometimes, just kind of like buy credits,
Yeah,
you know.
word. But what do you guys do with the money?
Usually it goes to the parking meter across the street.
Well, that's boring.
I know. I wanted to like. I was putting a bunch of money in there.
How
and
much
I was
money
like,
we
"Whoa,
talk?
we're
How
gonna
much
save
money's
up."
in there? How much money are we talking?
I think probably already like over $100 has been put in there.
And Marina and all
But-
the girls are putting it in there? And Lazy?
I'm just saying that the money doesn't remain in there.
Oh, people are stealing it.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, we need for parking, we need for this, we need for that. So it's just
No, I
like,
need a coffee. So it's basically like the communion.
well, it's just like you tell a juice bag joke that really sucks. Just put money in a jar, and who knows?
Can I
what's
put
going
in
to.
like 5 cents? What are we talking there?
I don't know. How
what's
bad
the
was your
minimum?
joke?
Oh,
The minimum.
Well,
is
your
just
jokes are
something.
bad.
The minimum is just something. Like I take like all the foreign change in my purse sometimes, so I just look for it and I throw it in there. I'm like, any currency counts. I'm okay.
See, you lost me there.
Throw
I
on
don't-
Canadian
I don't
quarters in
want
there.
these weird ass coins because you do all this traveling too.
Well, I mean, I just want to put something in the jar. There just has to be some sort of action for how terrible that joke was. That
You
have
guys
to,
just
like,
need to get
up.
funnier. How about that? You can't pay for funny though.
You know
Either
what?
you
I
got
don't
it
want
or
to
you
be
don't.
like I don't want to edit while I write. If I'm just in my free time, I'm just gonna blurt it all out, and the ones that everyone laughs at, I'll repeat later publicly.
But they're your friends, so they're gonna laugh at everything you say.
No,
I
they
feel
won't.
like.
They tell me to donate to
If
the
it's a
douche.
bad
I mean,
joke?
tool jar.
Tool jar. Isn't that
The
better?
douche,
Tool
yeah.
jar.
We could put a tool jar in your house.
No, I don't tell any bad jokes.
Sure, okay.
Name the last bad joke I've ever told.
I blacked it all out. I tried to only remember the warm, fuzzy, beautiful things about you.
Oh, come on. I'll tell you what, Callan's been off his game lately. His game.
Last time I saw you, you were like, Callan was on it tonight.
He was on it. That night he was on it. I don't know why. Oh, the Orlovsky fight just got announced. And Callan was crunk about it. Met me and Tony Jeffries and Cody Donovan, who just got word on his fight. We all went out for dinner. Callan comes up there just on another level like I've never seen him. If you would have put a mic on him, I was dying laughing. He told the waitress, he pulled up, Callan has these little skinny arms. He's telling jokes. She's literally in tears laughing so hard. And then at the end of the dinner, he rolls up his sleeve, flexes on her, goes, "Go ahead, honey, touch it. You've earned it." Everyone's like, what? "Go ahead, honey. You've earned it." But he's dead serious. I could not stop laughing. It was one of the best dinners I've ever had. Some of the best dinners I've ever had are literally on like a Tuesday night, Wednesday night in Santa Monica or Venice with Callan and a couple of people. And man, if Callan's in a good mood, which he usually is, it's priceless.
See, I'm going to tell him that while he was gone, you just sat here and talked about him and how much you miss him.
I know.
Yeah, I do miss him.
You talked shit in the beginning. And you're like,
I do miss
oh,
him.
fuck Callan. I mean, remember Callan and that one time?
I do miss the kid. I tell you what, man. Me and him got something special. I do miss the kid.
He gets all itchy and...
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat. How about the Orlovsky fight, huh?
Honestly, super good fight. Like, I think that's so much better.
Huge
than Hunt.
name. Yeah.
So much better.
People are
than
way
Hunt.
more crunk for this fight than the Hunt one, aren't they?
Yeah.
I was saying I was going to start calling you the closer after a while. You're getting all these guys that were like super legends and it's just like, and
the legend
close the
killer.
book.
The legend killer.
I like closer.
Yeah, well.
Legend killer's too many syllables.
Yeah.
The closer.
Brendan the Closer.
It sounds like a NBC The Closer.
That is a show.
Is it a show?
It is.
I think it is, yeah.
I guess I could steal that.
Yeah, you can. It's a little blonde bitch. You can steal anything from her. She's tiny.
Yeah,
Yoink that shit. Give me that.
The Closer. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. The fans' reaction. I did interviews today. Like, Orlovsky's old. It's his second stint in the UFC. People are saying you're gonna kill him. Blah blah blah. First of all, I don't read any of that. Second of all, let me tell you something. This will be the toughest fight I have so far in the UFC. I'm getting an Orlovsky who gets a second shot in the UFC. And the only reason he left it the first time is because his own will. There's contract negotiation issues, and he didn't want to sign it. He thought he was worth more, so him and the UFC parted ways, and through stubbornness, he didn't sign with them. Then he moves to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and what people don't know is Orlovsky and I have trained a lot together. About 3 years ago. And if there was a judge sitting ringside at Jackson's MMA in Albuquerque, it'd been tough for them to score the rounds. We would go at it. It was a scrap. People literally stop and watch us spar. We just go at it, and I expect it that, come June 14th. So people who think, Crow Cop gave me all I can handle. Gonzaga's a monster. Obviously, no Garrett didn't go my way, so Orlovsky's gonna be a tough one, man. I'm excited, though. It's just a bigger fight than Hunt. Hate to tell you, Hunt, you dodged a bullet. You had to wait till September. You dodged a bullet. Yeah. And so the UFC calls me up with this one. And what's funny is my manager, Lex, I was on the beach. He's like, "Bro, we got to fight." And I'm like, "No way." Because I was upset about Hunt and him doing whatever the hell he was doing, playing grab ass in New Zealand. And I didn't want to wait. So then Lex calls me. He goes, "We got to fight." I'm like, "Who?" He's like, "Well, you already fought one of your heroes." I'm like, "No way." Because there's two guys that came up and joined. Andre Orlovsky, Mirko Crow Cop. So I knew it was Andre, said yes, and then bam, here we are, training camp.
Well, I was texting you every option under the sun.
I know. I couldn't tell.
I don't think you can handle Roy these days. And you just respond. I was trying to get something out of him.
Everyone was, man. Yeah. I guess because his contract with World Series of Fighting, they were still negotiating that when I got a little bit of word, and I don't think it was finalized, but that was the potential opponent for me on that date. So I couldn't say anything. If I said anything, it might have, voided the contract or something. So I've been screwed and lost the fight. So I couldn't tell anyone. And if anyone knows me, I'm like TMZ. Don't tell me a secret. Do not tell me a secret.
Wait. Did you tell me this right away? Or did you wait? Okay. So I wasn't one.
I think.
You kept it from me?
No, I'm just kidding. Pretty sure I told you.
Better up. I'm
sure
not
I told you.
TMZ.
I'm excited, though. It's going to be interesting having Greg Jackson corner against me, though. It's never happened. He cornered me for my very first fight, and then obviously I came to LA and we kind of parted ways, but not because he was a bad coach or anything. He's an amazing coach.
Well, you have your own team now. So
yeah,
who's your head coach?
My crew, Tony Jeffries at Box and Burn.
So he's going to be the guy in your corner.
He's the guy. Yeah, Tony Jeffries. He's my head coach. He comes with me to all my training sessions. He's the one who's in charge of my strength and conditioning. Everything, game plans, and then I have Henner and Heron Gracie, and then obviously wrestling with Mark Munoz and the boys down there at Rain.
So when you walk out, you're going to have 3 guys behind you. Who are those 3 guys? Or have you settled on that yet?
Well, it'll be Tony Jeffries for sure in the captain's chair. It'll be Henner, Heron Gracie, and then probably Lauren Lando from Denver, my old strength conditioning coach, who I've just known forever. And really, man, as far as corners go, obviously Tony's the guy I have to have there, just because he's like a brother. He goes through camp with me basically. But I've never had a corner make or break a fight for me. On The Ultimate Fighter, I fought without a corner. When the teammates had to fight each other, they're like, well, what should we do? And I told them, I'm cool, man. I've never had a corner like, throw a right hand now, and I've won the fight. Never. Ever. So, and you say the same thing, Jeannie. You say the same thing because I think Henner might be busy, right, on July 4th for your fight.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Oh, no. My bad. This just in. Henner's not your coach anymore. No. No. Leoto's on your card. And they train Leoto too. So and he's right before you.
We have
so
to find a way to split it.
No, but the idea is Heron and Henner are both gonna go.
Yeah.
So one's in the back with you. That's what I think.
Okay.
I might
as long
just
as I get one of them.
Hell yeah, you're thinking one of them.
I just hope. I don't know. But I mean, like.
But
my mom would
this.
purposely mess with me, like when
That's
I was
so
a
gangster.
kid. I know she would purposely send me to tournaments like in hostile territory. We had like Udanshikai when I was a kid, and we'd pick up all the different sections of the U.S. and your Udanshikai, that was like your area. And Nanko was Southern California, and Daihagen was Northern California, and we would always like have all these team tournaments. It was like Nanko versus Daihagen, Bay Area versus L.A.
It's like West Side Story.
It was the West Side Story with judo and little girls and.
Weird.
Yeah.
No, carry on.
But where was I going with this? I was talking about.
So your mom would your mom
she would
before
send
the
me
match?
up there alone. Like with no coach, just by myself, up to their tournaments, like run out of their club, and they would move around the pools and all these different ways to mess with me, and like put me like matches back to back, and have the referees be terrible, and like I would have no one to like help me.
Your mom is so gangster.
She would send me there and be like, "Hey, you might be at the Olympics, just all the coaches might be idiots. What are you gonna do?"
Your mom, I don't know. I would probably assume, granted, she's a doctor, so she's a very smart lady. I would be willing to say she's a genius.
Yeah.
Or one might beg to differ that it's really jacked up. Hey, baby Jean, huge match today. Not gonna make it. Enjoy your damn match. Oh yeah, I put hot sauce in your water. Enjoy that. Oh no, yeah. I washed your gi. It's extra small. Good luck getting those things on, bitch.
Extra small's better.
True. I'm talking so tight where you can't put them on. Your mom might have threw some loops at you. Enjoy that sushi. It's gone off for 3 days.
Well, the only time I ever tried to ditch school, I ditched like my 6th period.
What grade we talking here?
Sophomore and it's 10th grade, right?
10th grade.
I dropped out.
You dropped out in 10th grade?
Yes.
How far in 10th grade?
Like after just January, didn't even finish.
Let's get into this. So you went to Santa Monica High School?
Yes.
Where I run around the track. You went to Santa Monica High School. 10th grade. What was the moment where Ronda Rousey was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not coming here anymore.
It was a moment when I wanted to take it's like Spanish something. I wanted to take my midterm or something early.
Why?
Because I wanted to go do a judo training camp. And so I was totally acing everything in Spanish. It wasn't even a big deal. And
wait, hold on. When you say ace, you have an A in Spanish right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
what
it's all
kind of
basic
grades
stuff.
are we talking about here? Like, what grades did you have?
Stuff I was interested in, I'd get A's in it. So, like, everything's
Then
science
stuff you weren't
and
interested in,
math.
you would get Fs?
No, never F's.
What was your GPA?
I don't know. But if we got a C, we're in trouble. So it's A's and B's.
Ooh, okay.
So A's and B's. And yeah, I had a Spanish teacher who said she wasn't going to let me take my midterm early because, what's it called? School doesn't revolve around your life. Your life should revolve around school. And so.
Well, see, the problem with that is she's in every other case except for this one, she's right.
Well, I said, fuck you, I'm going to the Olympics. And I
Did you cuss to her like that?
No, my mom did.
Dang.
I was like, I need to talk to my mother. And then I called up and I was like, Mom, she's not letting me take my midterm early. And my mom picked up, she's like, I'm a college professor, PhD, you better let her take her thing. So instead of letting me take it early, she took the one group project where like everybody showed up the day of the project. No, they were sick that day and left me alone. I got like a D on it. She just took that grade and doubled it and made it my Spanish grade.
So you got a D in Spanish.
I didn't even get my report card because I dropped the fuck out.
All right. So then when you dropped out, did you tell your mom, yo, mama, I'm dropping out. I'm pursuing the judo Olympic
she
dream
knew.
here?
Yeah. And it was like a month after like I dropped out and I started doing like homeschooling and stuff like that. I tore my ACL right the month after.
Doing judo.
Doing judo. Yeah. So I dropped out of school to do judo.
You must have been in a dark place.
It's not good.
No friends, no school.
No friends.
Torn
no school.
ACL, no judo.
Lots of Pokemon.
Probably put on some LBs. Let's be honest here.
No, because like
You weren't eating crap
I was eating crap, but I was working out twice as much because I wasn't in school anymore.
because you're doing rehab.
No, I mean
I'm talking about when you're doing when you busted
my knee?
you busted your knee. Baby
No,
Jean
I
put on
was-
some LBs.
I was still biking everywhere all the time, and like my mom had me doing like push-ups on the mat 2 weeks after my knee surgery, like knee reconstruction.
Dang, I feel like hiring your mom as my coach.
Damn.
Yeah, she had me do all mat work for like a whole year, like almost like the summer at least.
And that's why would you say
that?
that's why your armbar got so good?
Yeah, that's why my armbar was so good because we called it Ronda's happy corner mat work, and everyone would be doing standing judo, and I would have the corner. I'd sit on the ground, and the odd person out would come and roll with me, and then Manny would go open high stand every single day in the
Manny
afternoon.
Gamburian,
Yeah.
UFC
Manny Gamburian,
145er.
exactly, and he was gonna do it for free, but my mom made him take like $35 a day for gas, and Manny would drive up in his parents' minivan, open up high stand, and he would drill all these different throws with me that didn't require my right leg at all. So I learned like a drop kataguruma and a sumigaishi, and he taught me my first triangle and would like hold my feet and have me do like like push up wheelbarrows around the gym and hold my feet and have me do pull ups and like drilled everything with me.
This was
all
your
year.
mama's idea?
Yeah. And so like from that all that summer, that's all I did. And then I came and did my went from juniors to seniors the first time in August. So I got knee surgery in April. Senior debuted in August, was number 1 in the country
Hold
by
up,
October.
hold your phone. Let's tell the listeners what senior debut means.
So in judo, it's like under 20 is juniors. And then everything else is senior.
So seniors, the big boys.
Yeah, and
It's
there's
your first match in
no
seniors.
like green belt world champion. Like you're the fucking world champion or you're not. You're the
Yeah.
world champion under 20. You're the world champion for everybody.
For sure.
And so that's pretty much the only divisions there were.
Are you taking a jab at jiu-jitsu there? Or what are you doing
No,
there?
I'm just saying that if you're the world champion
No, it
in
makes
purple
sense.
belt, that means it's time to be a brown belt.
I agree. In jiu-jitsu, you can be white belt, blue belt.
And they'll be
purple,
like, I'm a
brown,
world
black.
champion. And
Yeah.
you're like, really? You're like, yeah. I'm
I
the
know, and
orange
then you
belt.
roll with them. You're like,
Really?
well.
Don't drop that.
I
Don't
agree.
drop that title around.
So you tear your AC, you mess up your knee.
Mm-hmm.
You go into your mama basically has you sit in a corner, work on your ground game.
And I had to learn
Manny
a whole new,
Gamburian takes you, basically helps you get ready for the senior tour.
and teaches me an entirely new moveset of throws that doesn't require my right leg at all.
Gangster, and that's basically what you use now to defeat everybody.
Well, then my right leg healed, and I had double the throws.
Whoa, it makes so much sense.
I know. That's why I have so many different throws. Like every single clinch grip there is, I can make up a throw from right there off the top of my head.
So how'd you hurt your knee again?
This kid, Alex Darkovsky. I will never
First of all,
forget.
Alex Darkovsky,
Darkovsky.
I feel like you should have paid that man some money. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be dominating.
He never
right now.
said he was sorry. That's
At least
what
put him on the
always bugged me
Christmas
about
card
it.
list,
At
right?
least send him a picture of you armbarring a
I think
bitch.
he ended up winning like the state championships in like wrestling and went to Berkeley and like lived happily ever after being Russian somewhere.
Well, I feel like you should at least give him a signed pair of gloves or something. This guy basically saved your life.
He did.
He didn't say sorry?
No, he tore my knee
your
out.
knee and walked off the mat?
Pretty much.
That's that Russian attitude. It is so cold-hearted.
But
I got to fight Arlovsky. He's from Belarus. Very similar.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Very scary.
You know what? They're probably cousins. You should go
They
beat up
probably
Arlovsky
are.
just to get back at Starkovsky for me.
No, I like, what's his name? Doskarsky?
Darkovsky?
I like him. If it wasn't for him,
No,
Set it all in
he was
motion.
a nice guy, but he was one of those people that like he liked being like he would like to go into clubs where there weren't people to challenge him so much. So
he likes being the bully. He likes being the top dog.
he just liked being the big guy.
And so he rolls in there, and there's baby Gene on the mats.
Yeah,
And
I'm
why
like-
are you going with this giant Russian?
Because he was the only person really my size there, and usually I would go to Venice for like an hour, and then we would jump in the car and leave and drive over to Hyatt, and then I would train all over again there. And so usually I go to Venice, I'm just helping out with the kids and drilling, and so I didn't have my knee pads on or whatever. I wasn't even warmed up. My mom was like, "You guys go," and we were at the end of the mat, and I stopped, and he kept going, and he tore my knee out. And this is after. Remember I told you that like I was trying to say that I hurt my foot jumping over the fence at Samo.
Yeah.
And so what happened first was first I got turf toe at Hyaston, and then I jumped over the fence and put all my weight on one foot and had a backpack on, and then I broke my foot. Then my mom sent me up to this tournament or whatever to like all these
With a
tournaments and
broken
stuff.
foot?
With a broken foot as my punishment for
For messing up your foot, for being a dumbass.
being a dumbass. And so I was overcompensating for my bad foot, and so then again at practice I ended up tearing my knee out. So it went back and forth both sides. Hurt the right foot, hurt the left foot, hurt the right knee, like back and forth like that.
Heaven forbid you should rest.
Yeah, well,
Mama Rousey don't play that game.
she doesn't
rest?
play.
What?
She doesn't play.
Hot
and
sauce
so-
in your water's your rest.
Yeah, so like I was like I felt like I'm like, oh my god, my knee, da da da. My mom was like, I'm sick and fucking tired of you crying. Finish practice. She made me get up with my knee freshly torn. Finish practice. The high school nationals were that weekend. I finished practice that night, of course, crying the whole time. But I cried at every practice every night for years. And then the next day we were at Ogden's Judo. We were doing like another like the weekend training
I
thing.
love how you give shout outs to these judo gyms. Like the listeners are like, oh, Ogden's Judo. I went there.
Yeah,
The-
John Ogden. He was the man. He passed
Anyways,
away. God
carry
bless his
on.
soul.
Carry on.
And I had another one of the coaches, Hayward, look at my knee, and he looked at it and he was like, no, he convinced my mom to take me to the doctor, and they were just like, yeah, your ACL, it's just like not there anymore.
It's just done.
Yeah, just
Done's
like no
done.
pieces, no nothing. It was like there is no ACL.
It's so weird, the dynamic difference between the way you were raised as an athlete and the way I was raised
You
as
were
an athlete.
Falkerized.
I was Falkerized. If I was hurt, I was at a world-class rehab center getting my shit fixed. My dad did not mess around. When I was undersized, I had a world-class trainer making me run, lift weights at Greenwood Athletic Center.
But you were always going to be like that football phenom, right?
Yeah.
And I almost think like football players as they're growing up are, I don't want to say coddled, but there's a different,
It's a different path.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
you're
different
right.
path.
But
It's a
he
more clear
wasn't.
path.
He wasn't like the super duper like. He was like Knox in Varsity Blues, where he really had to work his way up because
It's
everyone
true.
was paying attention to the other dude.
is
I
true.
always make fun of him and say that his whole adolescence was a mix between American Pie and Varsity Blues.
How awesome
He was
does it
Knox.
sound?
He
You're
worked
damn
hard.
right.
Sounds damn awesome.
Yeah, that was my life.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of pissed off. I'm like, I want you to have a checkered past like I do.
No checkered pass in.
You know?
No, I just had a crazy work ethic. And
But your dad, was he like Knox's like dad, where he like expected you to be the man, even though you weren't quite the man because everybody was looking?
Not
at the other
really,
dudes?
not really. My dad just really whatever I wanted to do, as long as I did it at 100%.
And he just
cool with it.
supported
He
you
supported me no matter
in a
what.
positive, in a more positive.
Yeah, and if
Hey, my mom was positive.
no, I'm just saying in a
no,
more.
we're not saying your mom
yeah.
put hot sauce in water,
No,
but she did. We're just saying.
In a more
we're
like-
just saying if I tore my knee up, my dad wasn't like, "Shut your mouth, get your
Yeah.
ass back out to
My
the
mom
football
would be
field."
Or
like, "What if
sunshine
you
and-
tear your knee out in
Yeah.
the quarterfinals of the Olympics? What are you gonna do then?"
Nah, my dad'd be like, "Yo, yeah, Ed McCaffrey tore his knee. Let's go see his doctor." That's just the way it was.
It was more sunshine and lollipop.
But that's football.
Right?
That's football.
Yeah.
Combat sports are different, especially judo and being a female, and your mom being a world champion. It's a little different.
Yeah.
Like yeah, people expected a lot out of me, and I had an older
No,
brother.
who's
trying to compete
the
with his
question? What
friends.
your mom did? Because She obviously did.
But this is
what was right for you.
But this is the thing.
Right.
I would say Ronda's the exception.
Yeah.
Most kids who are driven that hard, by the time they get to 15, 16-year-olds, 17 years old, they're so burnt out and are so mad and frustrated from their mom being the coach or their dad being the coach, and they hate the sport.
Yeah.
You don't see them ever grown into it.
But it's another thing. Like most kids start like judo, like they do gymnastics at like 4 years old.
Yeah.
And so by the time they're 16, they're super burnt out. But I started at 11, and so by the time I was
That's
16,
not
I already,
that old.
I still though that's like a bunch of years that I was doing something else.
But still, 11, you want to freaking be grabbing the swings, having pigtails, and eating cotton candy.
I'm just
not
saying,
throwing
from,
bitches
like,
into a gi.
if you're sick of it from 4 to 16, then if you start
True.
at 11, you got a couple more years of carryover, which is why
So
I
we're-
retired at 21.
So at 21, were you sick of judo? You couldn't stand
for the
it.
2008 Olympics. I couldn't wait for the Olympics to come so I could take like a year off, and I didn't know if I was ever going to
You
come back.
hated it. You were over it?
I was just over it.
It's hard. It's because I know fighters and professional athletes who hate their sport. Literally can't stand
Andre
it.
Agassi, you ever read his book, Open?
Andre Agassi?
Yeah.
I just heard him talking. Yeah, good Lord. His dad was like your mom, but instead of hot sauce, he put like freaking, I don't know what he put in his water. He put like freaking bitter stuff in his
vinegar.
water.
My mom did not put hot sauce in my water for
I'm
one,
just
but I
making
was
that up.
reading on like that book Open, and I'm like, this is my entire judo career.
Really?
This is book.
He was saying how his dad was like, they'd wake up, tennis, lunch break, tennis, go to bed, tennis. And he said he hated it. And then he said
I loved it for
he
a
said
while.
he'd win his world championships and then be like, man, if I don't win the next one, the people are going to say it was a fluke. He said he was always like, always under this pressure, and he could not stand it.
It's always going to be like that, though. You know, I talked to my mom after the Olympics, and she was like, you know what? Even if you went back again and you won the Olympics, people are going to say, well, could you have won it twice?
For sure. It doesn't matter what you do. It's never enough.
Exactly.
Look at John Jones. Look at everyone crying, oh, he poked Glover in the eyes. The only reason he won. What? That was a domination. Yeah. No matter what the very best dude, no matter what Ronda does, it doesn't matter. There's going to be critiques no matter what. My last fight, I didn't get touched. Really didn't get touched. I cut my head from slamming Matt Mitrione to the ground so hard. That's how I cut my head. That's it. Flawless victory. Oh, the haters came out.
Flawless victory.
It's just how it goes.
But the haters come out, and the ones that are like rah John Jones aren't coming out necessarily, because haters they're just there. They love hating. You know, that kind of fuels them, especially on Twitter.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
And indeed, this is true. But I mean, it's a good thing,
because you can hide
too, 'cause-
behind
But the
anonymity,
ultimate goal
right?
is to find like that one infallible performance, you know. And
Yeah.
Well, they want you to fail. Fail's what because that's, oh, I never tried it, or I never pursued my dream. So if they failed, it makes them feel more like, well, I want to be a veterinarian, but I'm playing grab ass, being a security guard right now. So I give up on my dreams. They're not successful in their dreams. So it makes them closer to you when everyone fails. That's like, all right, it's all good. Everyone fails.
Well, okay, like you just sat here and you said like Kate Upton has like a box body or whatever right now.
I'm not saying she's not pretty. I'm not saying she's not pretty. I'm just saying to be on the front cover of Sports Illustrated. Come on now.
I'm saying even though
She deserves it, man.
She could give come on now. Sunfair wouldn't kill her. A little Sunfair diet wouldn't kill her.
you're missing my point. I'm
damn
saying,
gorgeous.
are you going to go on to her out of your way onto her Instagram and say something?
Are you
mean about
kidding
her?
me? No, I think she's gorgeous.
Yeah. So what kind of people are those people that go out of their way to do that?
It's weird, right?
Right.
You got to be a special kind of character to go on social media. When I was a kid, I loved Junior Seau. I was obsessed with Junior Seau and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
yeah.
I loved both of those guys. If I had access to them via social media, my God, I've been taking pictures of me in Junior Seau's jersey that I wore every single day to school. I've been taking pictures of me doing the splits and like Jean-Claude Van Damme every single day because I want to be like him. That's all I wanted to do, man. So it's so weird to me that people get on there and are just negative. It's crazy to me.
It's because they don't have an outlet for it the rest of the day. I mean, think about it. Listen, people, they wake up in the morning, they go to a job, people are dicks to them, they can't say anything back, they drive home, traffic sucks, they get in their house, there's no one around.
But they have to like someone.
There's no outlet though. They need an outlet for their negativity, and that's their way to vent.
But
You know?
all right, that's all right. You want to vent? That's fine. But
And you can't reach out and do anything to them. You
No,
know what I mean?
not
And
at
it's
all.
and then
It's
if
keyboard
if either one of you guys respond, then all of a sudden you guys are the bad guys.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
And they're like, yes,
You can't win.
You weak-minded pawn spending your time responding to me. Like, they'll come up with some smart-ass shit. and
I'm
I'm
just
like,
saying,
"Geez."
if you have the energy to write something negative, all right, let's say you hate Brendan Schaub and Ronda Rousey. You can't stand us. But you love Andre Arlovsky and who's your next opponent?
Alexis Davis.
Alexis Davis. You love both of them. Why take the time to write negative to us when you could be positive and write to Andre Arlovsky and Alexis Davis? Because you write negative, that's your problem. You're focused on the negative. You want to know why your life sucks and you're jacking off with your tears in your basement, drinking Slurpees and eating Oreos, double stuffed Oreos, which I love. Eating double stuffed Oreos, jacking off with your tears, because you're focused on the negatives. You're focused on the negative, people.
Well, it's funny because like last week, you know, Twitter updated the profile status, like the header banners and all that. So UFC on Fox, we updated it, right? And it's this image right here. It's you punching
Is that Ronda
Sarah
punching
McMahon.
Sarah McMahon?
Yeah, double up that right hand. Did you see
actually-
that? That's not easy to do, to double up a straight right.
So our graphic designer Wes did an awesome job. It looks like a painting, like it looks absolutely beautiful,
sweet.
right? So I'm like, you know what? We changed it, we updated it. You actually took the place of GSP punching Diaz.
Makes
So-
sense. Both don't fight anymore.
Right. But I'm like, who is the icon of the sport? Obviously,
Ronda's the biggest star in the sport.
Exactly. It was honestly, it was a coin
stop,
flip
keep
between
going.
you and John Jones, and then I'm like, come on, that's a no-brainer. I'm like, come on. So right. So when we tweeted
Love
you, we
John.
said, "Hey Ronda Rousey, how do you like our new Twitter header?" The hate in just the response to that was, "Oh, why you guys kissing up to her? Oh, you guys are pee-whipped." Like,
But there's probably some positives too, right?
There were as many
That's
negatives
so awesome.
as
I can
positives.
pussy whip people without even giving it out.
I mean,
Yes.
I was just like, can't we pick like the icon of the sport? It's like if the NFL was to change their
You know
header.
what's great though? You know what makes me laugh? Ronda had no idea any of this is going on.
Yeah, I didn't even
Right.
know you changed your Twitter.
How
name.
great is that? These people are commenting on it. She just found out about it. You were literally wasting your time.
Right.
Wow,
They were
people.
blasting us.
Yeah, it's like, dang,
Come on,
man.
I'm like, can't we take like the icon of the sport?
I'll
right
tell you
now?
what I like. I'll tell you what I like. I think what John Jones has been doing lately is great. How Phil Davis, and we'll get into the fights, how Phil Davis talked all this mess. And dude, I love Phil Davis. Everyone knows I'm Team Phil. I love Phil. He supports me. I support him. But he's talking all this mess, right? Talking all this mess, gets his ass whooped. And then John, if you saw it on his Instagram, posts a picture of or a video of Phil Davis just getting tore up by Rumble Johnson. And then it's a video of Rumble just going off on Phil. Then he points to himself and he's literally just like staring, like not impressed. It was great. It was great.
But if you're Phil Davis, do you feel like regretful for saying all that stuff because maybe you
No,
were, you
no.
were pressured by the
He
president?
put a lot of pressure on himself.
right? But
he
Dana
asked for that
said,
pressure.
look, he said, hey, he doesn't want it. He needs to say and come out and show that he wants the title. So Phil's Mr. Nice Guy. I mean, we know Phil. Phil's a really
great
nice
guy.
dude.
Mr. Wonderful.
So it's like
Mr. Wonderful.
Dana says he's got to show a little bit more that he's a fighter, blah, 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 right?
That's
And
interesting
then-
because you're talking about a guy. I don't agree with Dana on this. You're talking about a guy, Phil Davis, who just beat Lyoto Machida in Brazil.
Right.
What? And now he gets thrown to the wolves and gets Anthony Johnson. Granted, I don't think he won that fight in Brazil against Lyoto.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he won the fight. And then you get Anthony Rumble Johnson. Who did you piss off? Horrible matchup for him. A guy who has a wrestling background, who's more explosive, who has better stand-up, who's way bigger. I thought Phil was going to do better and mix it up. Phil just had, I don't know. Listen, I always say this. It's about matchups. In the top 10, top 15, number 15, number 1, it might be a horrible matchup for number 1, but number 2 through 9 is an easy matchup for number 1. It's all about matchups when you get to that super high level.
Styles make fights.
Phil Davis and Anthony Johnson is a horrible matchup for Phil, which is crazy. And that's what you get. I don't think Phil should be embarrassed. He was going for a title shot. He talked all this stuff. His name that week was brought up more than anyone's.
Huge,
they were
yeah.
talking more about Phil versus John Jones than Glover Teixeira.
Yeah.
Glover, they really barely even commented on it.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it worked.
yeah.
You can't be embarrassed.
You can't be.
He should
Some
be
people
embarrassed
just-
by his performance. It was bad, right?
Yeah, but what you said beforehand, I mean, people can motivate themselves in whatever way they can. I purposely try to paint myself into a corner. I see all these people that they beforehand they give themselves extra strategy in their comments, so if they lose, they won't look like that big of a dumbass. And I feel like that's preparing for failure.
I
So
agree.
if you don't leave yourself that space, then it's a lot less likely than you're going to fail.
Failure's not an option. Yes.
Yeah, so I can't fault him for feeling like that and trying to make it like that. You know, it doesn't
this day and
statistically
age-
it's not always going to work out.
No, in this usually it does. In this case, it didn't. I just feel bad. Yeah, I feel bad for him, but it was smart. We're talking about
and that's
him.
why it takes balls, because there's a risk. That's
Huge
why you
risk.
got to respect
what's
people that talk
you know
shit,
what's
because you're
Haiti got?
taking a risk
I
to
agree.
do that.
Yeah.
I agree. You call someone out, or you at whatever another fighter on Twitter, or you own a podcast and call a guy out on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. It takes some balls. It
Yeah,
takes some serious
absolutely.
balls, because you're gonna get a backlash. You know you're gonna get a backlash. But if they are talking about you, good or bad, you're good. It's all good. You've done the right thing. When they're not talking about your fight, is when it's like, man, I better switch things up here. I think that's what Phil did, because Phil beat Lyoto. That's the biggest win of his career. I don't know if Phil will ever have another bigger win than that, ever. Because Lyoto will probably go out and beat Chris Weidman. He's a horrible matchup for Weidman. Terrible matchup for Weidman.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on record. I
calling
think
that right
Lyoto
now.
beats Weidman.
It is a bad style matchup for Wyman.
Yeah, so I think
But Wyman surprised a lot of people
it's
multiple times. So
Beast. Weidman's such a beast. Again, matchups. Weidman's a great matchup for Anderson Silva. It's just there's easier matchups. There's harder matchups for him. After he beat Anderson Silva, one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time, now his work gets real, because you got Jacare waiting for him, you got Lyoto waiting for him, you got Vitor Belfort waiting for him, you got all these monsters at 185 now. Now his work's cut out for him.
I can't
I think
wait
that
for
title's
more
going to
people.
switch.
Yeah.
You got Luke Rockhold waiting in the dark there.
Yeah.
You got monsters
There's a
waiting.
lot of good
Rockhold's a
people
tough
at the
fight
division.
for him, man.
Yeah.
Rockhold's a worse matchup for him than Anderson Silva. That's the best point I can make. When Anderson Silva is a better matchup for you than Luke Rockhold, what?
Yeah.
It's about styles. It's about fights.
How awesome was Luke Rockhold
Oh, I love
trying
that.
to correct his wrong and saying, you know what, I want Vitor back. Like, give me Vitor right now.
You know what? That does nothing.
it
'cause
doesn't do anything, but does that
I'm with him.
Do you want to go back and
avenge
avenge your loss?
for sure.
Right? Like-
I'm with them. But this is the problem with that. Well, let's say they match Roy and I up again. That makes sense. We're talking about 6-7 years later. You both see how our careers panned out. Pretty damn good for the two guys off the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Things are well, right? For Vitor Belfort to accept that fight, why? Vitor Belfort's like, what? I head kicked him in the face and knocked him out in
Yeah.
a minute.
everyone else is docking him, bro.
It's true. It's true. That's right, baby.
Everyone
dude.
else is docking Vitor. And you know what? If you lose, it's a difference between losing and highlight losing. Like, you want to wipe that off as quick as possible. If
There's a difference. There's a difference between fighting Nogueira in Brazil, or even with Roy and he clips me behind the ear and I lose. And then there's Junior Dos Santos, Cain Velasquez, where you get mollywopped for 5 rounds. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's a better fighter than you in every single facet. And then JDS wins one, and they're like, all right, maybe it was just a mess up. Let's try this again. And the exact same thing happens. Man, those two should never fight again. There should not be a fourth fight ever again.
Do you think that is ever going to happen?
I'm sure.
With the way the
heavyweight division is, you never know. Who knows, man? Yeah, I'm sure. Fabricio versus Kane, again, we're talking about matchups. Fabricio is a way worse matchup for Kane than Junior Dos Santos.
Ultimate Fighter coaches too.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Kane versus Verdun will be the biggest heavyweight fight in history, I think. So far, thus far.
I mean, Mexico City.
Mexico City, Kane, and guess
gonna be
what?
Mexico
Mexico
City?
City.
What if they did it like in a soccer arena or something?
That's what they're talking about, right?
That'd be
That's what they're
amazing.
saying. It's
That's
going to
what
be
they're
that
talking about.
big.
Yeah.
Massive.
I always talk about how important it is that Kane's like, I say it all the time. Kane's Mexican. It is awesome, and it is a huge big deal. And
Huge
I'm glad
market.
that they're taking advantage of it, because I feel like that's why like as a champion, they should be so stoked to have him right now because Mexico's never had a heavyweight champion in any combat sport, have they? It's the
That's
only one they've ever
100%
had. They
correct,
need to take advantage of that while he's still up there.
He needs to ride that.
He's not going to stay up there forever, and they're not
Sure
really
as hell
taking
isn't.
advantage of it right now. Not as much as they could.
That heavyweight's tough. Well, this is the other problem. Is Kane's Spanish isn't great. I don't know if you know that.
Right. I mean,
Fabricio Verdum speaks better
Neither
Spanish.
was Selena's.
Well, you're talking Selena, Cain Velasquez. It's a little different, but
I'm just saying.
she
was a sweetheart.
if we could just inject Kane with being fluent in Spanish and a little enthusiasm, man, we're good.
Send him some Rosetta Stone, right?
A little something.
I think he's studying.
I heard he's working on it. On it. That'd be a huge fight. Huge fight.
Yeah, boxing's been quartering the Mexican market for far too long. So,
Killing it.
yeah,
Killing
It's good for MMA as a sport for sure.
How about Jean Grey? Did you watch John Jones and Glover?
I was with Justin. I was following.
Oh, that's right.
I was following it on Twitter the whole time. I was refreshing my Twitter.
Wait, why were you following on Twitter when you were at the event?
Because I was with Justin. I went back to the
Do they
hotel.
not have TVs in the locker room?
No, I was back
Let me
at the
answer this for
hotel.
everyone. They have TVs everywhere in the back. What were you
I
saying?
was at the hotel.
Oh, so first of all, who did you corner?
Cornered Jessamine Duke.
Jessamine Dukes, and who did she fight?
This girl named Betch.
Betch?
Her name was Betch Correa.
Betch Correa? And is she from Brazil?
So yeah.
It's a hell of a name.
Yeah, and then.
And what happened? I didn't see the fight. Break it down for us.
Well, Betch comes in swinging hooks. She's
That's what she's known
just
for?
charges forward, swinging hooks, puts her head down. She swings hard, but Jessamine was definitely taking the better shots and did all the takedowns. But Jessamine's transition needs some work, so she would do all the takedowns, but she wasn't controlling so much on the ground, and she had all the best shots, but she could be perceived as not being the aggressor the entire fight, so they gave it to the other girl. And then
So the other girl landed 0 takedowns, but she was the aggressor?
she landed 0 takedowns. Yeah, on TV it looked a lot more convincing for Betch.
Really?
But the interesting thing was after the fight, she put up her 4 fingers and pulled one down for 3.
See, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I mean,
Obviously,
smart.
I'm Team Rousey, but that girl...
But then Twitter blew up
that's
and said,
what they needed to do. So
actually, only 3 of the 4 are in the UFC.
it doesn't even matter because the girls are fucking taking a cue by like getting people interested. So
Yeah.
now Shayna is called this girl out, and I think Shayna's gonna be fighting her next. And
When will that fight go down?
I don't know exactly when that fight will go down, but
Is that what they're talking about? Shayna?
yeah, Shayna and her.
So for you guys out there who don't know this, Shayna and Jessamine are Ronda's roommates.
Yeah.
And then there's one more,
Marina.
the fourth, Marina, who's not in the UFC, but is a badass as well.
Yes.
And they all train, they all live together. Think of the Ultimate Fighter without the cameras and without the drama. That's what they live in every day.
yes,
But go back to Jessamine's performance. So what happened? Like,
No, you're not. I'm not going back to performance. I'm going to the direction of the storyline. This is like a perfect WWE storyline. You have to listen to this.
Okay.
Don't lose me here.
All right.
Okay. So she puts down her 1 finger and makes 3. Shayna wants to fight her next. So now this chick's undefeated. She's fighting Shayna. This is Shayna's UFC debut. It's either going to be a huge win for Shayna or this girl's going to be still undefeated. And I'm going to have a huge title, a huge title
Right.
fight because this girl's going to be, have fought
She's
both
right
my
there,
girls
yeah.
and coming after me. And I was just watching that Mayweather Maeda All Access thing, and he was talking about people who were like, his team were talking about like putting down Maeda, and then Mayweather he was like, no, don't do that. Maeda's a tough guy. I'm just pissed because he beat Broner. I'm just mad
That's
about
his boy. Broner and
Yeah.
Mayweather are boys.
And that's a storyline. That's Shayna's storyline right now. And either she beats her and moves on and is a bigger name, or it moves on to be my storyline.
I mean, she still has some work to do to get a title shot. Even if she beats you listen, I love your roommates, but if she beats both of them, she's going to have to go beat a bigger name.
But think about it. She's going to
I'm
be
all about
whatever and 0. She'll probably be
3-0.
like, no.
She'll be 3-0
No, like her
in the
overall
UFC.
record will be like 9-0.
No one cares unless you're winning the UFC.
But the women's division
Especially in
is so
women's division.
young.
Especially women's division.
I'm saying if Miesha Tate can get a title shot and she hadn't even won a single match in the UFC, this chick who's undefeated and beat 2 of my friends could be a very interesting fight for me.
Those are great points.
Yeah, these are great points, but I'm 100% behind
does-
Shayna. I think Shayna could fucking handle it, and will shove this shit in this girl's face. But there's no lose in this situation. There's no
You
like
say shove the shit in Shayna's
shove
face?
this shit in that girl's face.
Okay.
And then, but there's really no lose. It's a huge win for Shayna, or it's a huge
Yeah, so
setup for a fight
either
for
way, it's good for the house.
Yeah, and it's not just girls playing Miss America. Now it's like, ooh, these been for girls. And
Ooh, I wouldn't say too many of you girls are playing Miss America.
Well, they were before I came along.
There was nothing before you came along. What are we talking about here?
Everyone was trying not to have any kind of confrontational anything ever. And not
Yeah,
piss
you gotta
anyone
have a little
off.
beef these days.
Yeah, like all
But the
girls
Ultimate Fighter's
kinda-
girls, right? The Ultimate Fighter tryouts are girls right now.
Oh my God, the 115 girls.
straw weights?
Yeah.
What? That's where all the
that's
talent's
for a
at.
belt. That's for a belt.
Right away?
Right away for the belt. It's like a tournament
Yeah.
for the belt.
Some girls' life is changing
And
real
they all
fast.
get like a bunch of money just to sit on the shelf until the show too. These girls are spoiled
way.
right now. The
Yeah.
UFC is taking great care of them.
Of
and
the
think-
straw weights?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great athletes.
I'll tell you what, the one girl that I would watch out for, who I've personally seen, I don't know the other girls, I really don't follow women's fighting to the T.
Rose
Rose,
and that Scottish girl.
no, I don't know the Scottish girl. All I know is Rose. Pat Barry's
girl.
girlfriend, Rose, is a beast.
Yeah.
This little girl's transitions, her striking, her arm bars, she was in Denver when I was there. I'm going to co-sign on that girl. She's a beast.
She's the one I co-signed on first. And she's charismatic too. She's really
She has a
interesting.
personality.
She's really pretty.
She doesn't look like a warlock. Super pretty.
Super talented. Flying arm bars.
Flying arm bars. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for her. And the Scottish chick has she is, I think, the best chick striking that I've seen out
Better
there.
than Holly Holmes? Don't get carried away. Don't let the moment get to you. I know fighting
She's
kids a
really-
big deal.
yeah,
Don't
no,
let the
no.
moment get to you.
Holly Holmes, I think is better than this chick. But in the 115,
You're saying at 115,
Yeah,
though.
115. Yeah,
She's a
that's
monster,
what I'm talking
huh?
about. So those are the two girls.
Who's
and
the
she's
coaches for
adorable. She's
115?
all like, I just got the little accent. I'm so
She's cute,
small
huh?
and I'm tiny. And then she gets out and look all
Oh, I
gnarly.
like it.
Melendez
Yeah.
and Pettis.
Hold. Yeah, that's all you got for that. Really? That's the coaches, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Go Melendez.
I like both of those guys.
yes.
I like both those guys. I don't know. Ultimate Fighter doesn't do it for me anymore.
But the contestants do it for this show. It's not.
It
this
has
one's-
to be the
This one's
contestants.
not going to be about the coaches. The coaches are going to be they're going to do their thing.
Is it all girls or is it women's too?
no, it's all-
It's all
this-
girls. And
this
you have
is a-
guy coaches.
All
Yeah.
Why not do
115
girls
girls.
coaches? Girls on girls. Racks on rocks on racks. You know what I'm saying? Girls on girls.
I think it's kind of cool to see the contrast. You
Yeah.
know, last time.
I just feel like the guys can't relate to the girls, especially at 115 pounds.
that'll be really interesting to see them try.
When you say relate, like dissect that, like because someone's listening to this and they're saying fighting's fighting, whether it's female or male. So when you're saying yeah, dissect that. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a 150-pound girl who I don't know the experience level of these
Yeah.
girls. It's the first weight class ever in the UFC at 115 pounds. The size of that moment, I don't think these girls realize what they're signing up for. I was on the Ultimate Fighter, right? Biggest season ever, season 10. None bigger, not even close, with Kimbo Slice. Dana White came to us before the semifinals. It was like, listen, he stops the van of the guys who are still left. He goes, I know it sucks in this house. I'm sure it sucks. I know the food sucks. I know you guys hate each other. Whoever wins these semifinal fights and just makes the finale, you guys will be superstars. He's like, you don't realize the magnitude of what you're doing. Now these girls, that's even another level because there's been a heavyweight season before. Before me, there's Ultimate Fighter. There's never been 150-pound girls. Now you have Anthony Pettis and Gilbert Melendez trying to relate to these 150-pound girls. That's interesting. And their coaches. I mean, you got Duke Rufus, and then you got Melendez has, he might have Tark and some of those guys, and Cesar Gracie. I don't know if he's a Cesar Gracie guy. Either way, they're not very. Those aren't female-driven camps,
Right.
So I just think it's a little different. Obviously, females are gonna be a little emotional. Am I right, Jeannie?
Especially the 115-pound girls. I mean, in comparison, when the 35 girls are all friendly, friends. The 15-pound girls is going to be, it's going to be closer to Divas than Tough 18, I think.
Really?
Yes, and Divas is an extremely successful show.
I might see. Now we're talking. I'll watch that. If it's like the Real World meets the Ultimate Fighter.
I guess all you have to do is look at those girls' Instagrams and you'll know. Like,
yeah?
How, yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you should look at those.
I'll check that out.
It's gonna be dramatic. They're gonna do good, and people are gonna remember these girls.
That's exactly what they need then. That's exactly what the Ultimate Fighter needs.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I guess what can you do though? You got Gilbert Melendez, Anthony Pettis. What else would you do? You can't. If Ronda doesn't do the Ultimate Fighter, granted she would never do it again. There's no other females you could put on there. Fan questions. We had some good ones, even though Callan freaking MIA on us. All right, this one is for @Elisa Lecter. Interesting name. This is for myself and Rhonda. What is your favorite junk comfort food to eat when you're not in camp? You want me to answer yours for you? You eat chicken wings.
You eat pizza.
This is correct. Abbott Kenny Pizza. Abbott Kenny Pizza.
What
And
pizza
mine's
joint?
hot
What
wings,
pizza
not
joint?
chicken wings.
Yours what?
Hot wings, not chicken wings.
What? Same thing?
No, it's
No, it's
not.
not.
There's a big difference between fried chicken and hot wings.
Total difference.
Chicken wings. Hot wings. When I say, yeah, I want some chicken wings, those bitches better be hot.
See, I hear
Doused
chicken
in hot
wings,
sauce.
I think KFC. When you say hot wings, I think, Buffalo Wild Wing.
Yeah, the ladies got it on this one.
Nah, in Denver, hey man, give me some chicken wings. Those bitches come in with hot sauce covered in them. You Californians do it different. I don't know.
I don't know. Denver doesn't strike me as a spicy default place.
Whoa. Denver has some great buffalo chicken wings.
I'm just saying that it's
Probably
close
better
enough to
than-
the
probably better
Midwest
than
where
here.
spicy isn't the default.
Yeah, maybe. All right. At McRom1000. At Brendan Schaub, and you can chime in on this, Jeannie.
Okay.
Who wins a 100-meter sprint? Ronda Rousey or Brian Callen? Now, I raced Brian. You can see it on Instagram. I smoked the shit out of him. I probably beat him by, I don't even know. It was like Usain Bolt racing freaking Martha Stewart. It was like super bad. It was in front of a comedy club too a couple months ago.
Usain Bolt and Martha Stewart.
It was bad. But you don't really run a lot, right?
I could sprint like a motherfucker.
You can
though.
sprint, can you?
Yeah.
On the beach?
Sprint anywhere.
I'm taking Ronda in this one. Pretty one-sided. Callen was not fast. He had on this weird like
I got those
sweater.
thick sprinter
You do
legs.
have some legs on you. You do have some legs on you. Yeah, Callen had like a hold, awkward. Yeah, Callen had like a cardigan on. You can look at it on his thing. It was ridiculous. All right, here's a good one. At Brendan Schaub, at Ronda Rousey, at Brian. He's obviously not here, so what can you do? This is a SD Cali. Best and worst things about being famous, being recognized. You go first.
No, you go first.
No, I just said it. You can't.
Well, you
Who
say
does
all
that?
of them.
What?
You say all of them. That means I just don't always have to go first.
You want me to go first?
Yes, I do.
All right, I'll save you on this. SD Cal. Best thing and worst things of being famous, being recognized. I don't know where to go with this. I would say, I don't know. It's a different kind of fame because when I hang out with Tim Tebow or Ronda Rousey, that gets on my nerves. I mean, if we go out to dinner, we go to the movies, or if I'm at Tim at the airport or something like that, it's like you're gonna be late to whatever you're going to. You can't enjoy. It's tough, man. Like you guys are on another level. For me, I would say the best part about it. I mean, people just recognizing your work, right? Like today, when I was walking up here, some guy goes, "Oh, Brendan Schaub, great fighter." That made my day, right? Just get notarized for your hard work. That makes your day. Worst part, people think you're this jagillionaire. People think I'm Bill Gates. Like, if I go to a place, let's say for clothes or shoes or whatever, or even a car, when I was buying my Prius, when I walked in, the guys knew me. Like, "Oh, Brendan Schaub, can we get pictures?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Now it's going to go two ways. Either they're going to be like, "Oh, that's Brendan Schaub, the UFC fighter. He's one of my favorites. Let us hook this guy up." Or, "That's Brendan Schaub on TV and the #7 sports podcast in the world. Let me charge the shit out of him because he's rich."
You're gonna pay overcoat.
That's the thing.
Undercoat.
Yeah, that's the thing. People are like, "Oh," and you think you're going to get hooked up, and sometimes you don't. All right, go ahead.
My least favorite thing is always getting asked the same questions.
Ooh, good one.
I always get the same two questions. If I'd have a fight far away the first thing everyone says to me is, "When's your next fight?"
That's the number one word.
That's what you
And if a
always
fight
say.
is close,
How you feeling?
how you feeling?
Oh.
How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? I can't
Great
answer
job,
that with
Jeannie.
enthusiasm every single time, and then they're like, "Oh my God, are you not feeling that good?" No, you're the fucking 30th person to ask me that in 3 minutes. Don't ask me how
I
I'm
agree.
feeling.
It's a
like
beast.
I was sat next to Marina on the couch before a fight, and I just sat next to her. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna ask you how you're feeling. I'm just gonna sit next to you and tell you that I feel you. I
feel you, dog.
girl.
I
I know
feel
what
you,
you're going
dog.
through. So
I
I'm not
know.
even gonna ask. I feel you. So yeah.
The
When's
worst
the
is
next fight? How you feeling? When's the next fight? How you feeling?
When's your next fight? That's what the Hunt stuff. Nothing was confirmed. I was told it was going to happen. Nothing was confirmed. I was just happy to give someone an insight to something. I'd go to the gym. Every single gym I went to, anytime I went to a restaurant, when's the next fight, bro? When's the next one? And then now with the UFC blasting the Arlovsky fight all over.
Well, you've complained about people giving you tips too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You know what,
Do
but-
you get that too, Ron? Do you get people saying,
"Oof, this is a whole nother
do
subject."
you think you should have done this?
You've
or that?
you've opened up a can of worms here.
Look, I've gotten a lot of. To this point, I keep.
This is
getting
different because I'm a male, she's a female.
mansplanations.
Go ahead. Jimmy.
Mansplanations. Like there's stuff like if Anderson Silva were to walk into a gym, nobody in there is going to pull him to the side and try to teach him how to, like some Ziggy Zabowski isn't going to try and tell him how to do a front ball kick to the face.
Ziggy Zabowski is her term for how I say Billy.
Like just a nobody, whatever.
Like a
Joe
whatever.
Smith.
Joe-
Sorry if your name's Billy. You know what I mean. I love Billies. Anyways.
Yeah, and so I'll go into these places, and these guys will think just because they're guys, they could like teach me a thing or two, and I just call it mansplaining. It's like, let me mansplain this.
Which is
armbar to you.
weird because usually the guys giving her direction or coaching, they're not successful in their own lives.
Yeah.
You're gonna go up to Ronda Rousey and
Yeah,
give her a
that seems-
tip on her armbar?
That seems super odd.
Yeah,
It's insane,
It
right?
happens all the time. I swear to God, every like, if I'm like rolling with random people, you know,
That's a female thing.
I just
think.
like rolling with people, just different bodies all the time, just get different styles and stuff like that. And people,
And you think it's
they'll be
because
trying
they're
to teach me something. I'm not trying to say I'm above learning from anyone. And even a stop clock tells the right time twice a day. But I know that person, if they were, you know, moving around with Anderson Silva, wouldn't stop in the middle of it to give him some striking tips.
All I'm saying is if you're gonna give a professional athlete tips, you better be more successful than them in that area. You better be.
But that's just crazy to me, telling Ronda Rousey. I mean, you're right. That's
And
like
that's-
telling, that's like telling Michael Jordan how to take a jump shot. You know,
Well,
that's just
it's still
that's
to
just
this day.
that's nuts. To
And
me.
I think that's my favorite thing about the whole, you know, gaining notoriety thing is I get less of that because I used to get a whole lot more.
Yeah.
When I was just an Olympic medalist, I got it 10 times more than
You're getting
after
less
all
now.
this. Yeah.
I want to show you some things about your jab after this, but all right, we're good.
Only you because I've seen you jab and I know you have a great jab and I would love to
True.
learn about your jab.
All right,
But
we'll see what we can
still.
do. I'm not cheap. I don't give privates. All right, at Louis Mastrani.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. This is good. You like this one, Jeannie. If you could ride any animal into battle, what would it be? We're talking like gladiator, freaking Braveheart style into battle. Not today where you're riding and a drone's gonna come shoot you off the
Well,
plane.
you know what? Judging from 300, I feel like rhinos would be the most gnarly.
Too slow.
No, they
And-
charge forward really fast. They can
Not
blow
for a long
through a line.
distance.
Yes, they can.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
how
sorry.
thick
Where do you
is
get
this
your rhinos
horde?
from? Maybe these are freaking rhinos that eat Kenyans that have all jacked up on red
thick
blood
is
cells.
the front line you're talking about? How many people are actually in the
I s-
battlefields of Braveheart? Not a mile thick of fucking
They're
dudes.
thick. They're thick.
I'm
dudes.
just saying, this rhino is going to be charging forward for a
Only
while.
straight. Only straight. I'm
Yeah.
gonna sideswipe you. Bank.
Well, I'm not playing centipede. I'm not trying to weave back and forth through the whole army. I'm going to charge through and make straight lines. I'm going to turn around, make a U-turn, let it take a little breather. Okay?
Breather. You better gas that thing up with some oxygen.
Well, I'm saying that like the whole army isn't going to turn around from running the direction it was going and come back and get me. They're still running in the other direction.
All right.
So I'm coming full tilt.
so
They're
you
coming
pick
at
a
me.
rhino who, I mean, not that dangerous.
What?
I'm just gonna sideswipe.
What?
Not that dangerous at all.
Rhino, big fucking horn in the front of its head, running at 30 plus miles
Pretty
an hour.
easy to dodge.
I got a sword in each hand, okay? I'm doing fucking windmills on
All right,
this.
you ready for this?
rhinoceros.
They said any animal. I would ride a giant Bengal tiger into that thing. You know how big Bengal tigers are?
They gotta stop and concentrate on one person at a time. And you
Oh,
know
and
what?
a rhino doesn't?
And first of all, Bengal tigers aren't even the biggest of tigers. All right, Siberian tigers are way bigger than Bengal tigers.
No.
And I've
Nope,
seen
I know
Siberian
this.
tigers.
I know this. Siberians are too big. I want a Bengal tiger.
A Bengal tiger won't be able to run very far with you on your back. On its back because it's really big. You're big.
They're
I
like
mean,
700 pounds. They're like 700 pounds.
I'm
first of all.
saying that you're over 200 pounds, so you're about a third of its weight. It's not gonna run
all I'm
far.
saying, all I'm saying is, all right, let's say we take out all the people in the battlefield. It comes down to you and me winning this thing. My tiger's gonna eat your rhino.
I'm saying.
How about
no,
that?
You're saying
My
about
tiger's gonna kill
riding.
your rhino.
No, first of all, tigers don't be eating rhinos unless they're babies. They don't go for adult rhinos because.
Well, I'm gonna train this
rhinos and tigers share actually territory in India, and yeah, they only go for the babies. And second of all, if your tiger was running next to you like a pet in World of Warcraft, then it'd be fine. But you know what? The mounts in World of Warcraft, the fucking the sabers that you get are way bigger than actual Bengal tigers are. In fact, like.
Nerd alert!
I'm just saying, there's no way you can ride a Bengal tiger. That thing will get tired faster than my rhino. 100%.
Bullshit. The bullshit.
You ride it on the back of a Bengal tiger?
At full speed? An out of shape rhino. You know what their cholesterol levels
First of
are?
all, why do you assume my rhino's out of shape? I take Spike for walks every day. Okay.
Whatever.
I'm saying.
If it's a rhino, like a Kenyan rhino, just one of those badass long distance rhinos, he's all fit. Yeah, then we're talking. But we're talking about those fat ass rhinos at the zoo that I can sideswipe or trip.
I'm talking like an Indian rhino that has that armor and shit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's riding a dinosaur. You're riding like a little kitty.
I'm riding a giant ass tiger.
You're not even riding the biggest of tigers, and it will.
I don't want
get
that biggest. They're too slow. I'm trying to get out of this damn thing.
You're too slow. That tiger. I've seen a Bengal
My
tiger.
tigers
it will
go
not be able to
boink,
carry you.
boink. All
It will
right,
not be able to
next
carry you.
question. Next question. It's ridiculous. Fuck your rhino. Fuck your rhinos. Good Lord. Shut up about the rhinos. All right. Damn. Went into World of Warcraft and freaking nerd alert. All right. This one's for you because this one's Evan Johnson's at Evan Johnson's. Evans Johnson's. That's with an S, plural. At Brendan Schaub, but it's going to be for Ronda. How early should you cut weight away from a fight, tournament, etc.? I'm a heavyweight. I've only cut weight once in my life. I did over 8 weeks period. I cut 25 pounds in 8 weeks.
Well,
It was all diet. But what do you do?
It depends
Because you
on
walk around at what right now?
I'm like 150.
150. You fight at 135.
Mm-hmm.
How early do you start? Focus on cutting weight.
I focus on like my nutrition and everything at 6 weeks out. But I only do like the real like weight cut.
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
Like the cut is like when I get there. Like I don't even dehydrate until like 24 hours before.
24 hours, and then you're in the bathtub. What are you doing?
Yeah, I just do the bath. I don't sauna at all ever.
Bath, Epsom salt. What are we talking about here?
No salt.
You don't have to give any tips. Pretty vague about that.
No salt.
I mean, you wouldn't shut your yapper about rhinos, and now I'm asking about cutting weight. You won't.
I have Dolce do everything, and so like I get there pretty light. I artificially like.
Evan, here you go. Hire Mike Dolce. That's what Rhonda's saying here.
I was just about to go
Thanks
to
for
depth
nothing.
in with it, and you cut me off.
Go ahead.
You wanted me to go in the depth?
Go
You're like,
depth.
you're going on all about time. Okay, I'll talk to you about coming weight. Yeah, whatever, Edvin. You cut me off. Do you
Go.
want to hear about a weight cut?
Go, rhino lover. Go.
Well, they have me get artificially high, and so like I'll diet down to a certain weight, and
This
then
is 24 hours before.
no, this is like the week before. Like,
Okay.
Right as I'm driving up, so like when they test weigh me, when I get there, I'm actually way heavier than I am.
Okay.
So like I'll weigh like 150, 151
'Cause you're
when I
just
get
down in
there.
water, or what are we
'Cause
talking about here?
I have a lot of salt and a lot of water on every like before I get there.
Where are you getting your
I
salt
bloat
from?
up.
Let the listeners know.
I
Where's the
put
salt
it on
from?
all my food, everything. I super
Beef
salt
jerky?
everything.
You eat beef
No,
jerky?
not beef jerky. No. But I super salt everything and drink a lot of water, and then like
Hate
I
salt.
cut my salt out, and then I cut my water in half, and my body naturally just dumps a bunch of water without me having to sauna or anything.
How much we cut talking?
Like over a couple days without having to sauna or anything, I'll lose like 8 pounds.
Dang.
Yeah.
And so, but when you're in training camp, if you're 150 now in training camp, you're always training. When you're in training camp, I mean, you got to talk about, you're probably at what, 140-ish?
When I'm in camp?
Yeah.
Like sparring and stuff?
Yeah.
No, I'll be around like 47, 46.
Okay, that'd be the 140s, like I said. So
Yeah, I'll do my sparring. Sometimes I'll do my sparring like extra light, depending on the opponent. So like, I think I was staying lighter for the last camp, but I was staying heavier for the Misha camp because I lost so much muscle when I went to go do those movies.
Really?
I had to stay heavy longer.
Well, what about Sarah McMahon's a big girl? Were you bigger for her?
No, I was smaller because I wanted to be fast for her.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's my. I always like to be about 235, 238. I depend on speed and cardio instead of being bigger. I don't like to play the big game with these guys.
So for Misha, I was like sparring at like 48, 49, and then for McMahon, I was sparring at like 46, 47.
That's interesting. That's cool. I'll tell you what, my diet's been on point since they announced this Andre Arlovsky fight. That's a sexy beast. That fool's ripped up. I got to come in shape. Callan's words and Tony Jeffrey's words are, that fool's gorgeous. That's what they said.
Gorgeous?
Gorgeous.
I don't know about gorgeous. I wouldn't put
Gorgeous.
him in that world.
He's no Luke Rockhold.
No.
He's a good-looking dude, though.
This is a trap. I'm not saying
No, it's not. Who you got, Luke Rockhold or Andre Arlovsky?
Luke Rockhold looks like how the Beatles sound.
Damn, that's a huge compliment.
You told me to let one out.
Wow, that fool is good-looking.
He's dreamy. Really is.
Yeah, I can't even hate on that. Wow.
He's the next like GFC women's draw, like GSP women's draw. Because all the women are
now,
all
did you
super
think
into
GSP was super sexy? I
not
never
my
saw
type.
it. GSP's my boy too, and I really didn't see it.
Not my type,
Good
but
body,
a lot of women
blowout
like him.
ass, big old quads, but yeah, girls are obsessed with him.
Yeah, so
Not
I
your
think
type.
that Luke Rockhold is like the next like guy that the girlfriends of the dudes watching UFC are like, ooh, put this one on. I like him.
Not Big Brown.
No, you definitely.
Well, that's not what you said.
What? I said before that you were the most handsome guy in all the UFC last time I was here.
Whatever. All right.
See, I told you it's a trap. Trap question.
At Brendan Schaub, at Ronda Rousey, what band would you like to have been a member of if you could be in any band? And that's at Frank_Shankly. Gary
Ooh.
Sharp.
What would have been fun?
You ready? You want me to go first? Or you want to
Go
go?
first.
I'll tell you right now, I'd like to replace that Asian kid in Journey. I'd love to be in Journey. Journey. Oh, man, I'd love Journey.
Wow. It's awesome.
Whew.
I don't know. Who would it seem cool to be? It always seemed like Gwen Stefani was having an awesome time.
Oh, really? Boring.
Well, I mean, it would.
I guess
fun
from a
to
guy's
be.
point, I'm
The
thinking
no
of like
doubt Gwen
Guns N'
Stefani.
Roses. What?
Yeah, but
all
Axl
these
didn't seem to
groupies
be,
hanging around the
like,
bus all the
enjoying
time.
himself.
But she's thinking the no doubt Gwen Stefani. Like the
No
early
doubt,
one.
Gwen Stefani. Like, I'm just thinking about who would have been fun to be. I mean, Axl didn't seem like he was having that much fun.
He was high off his ass. Probably caught STDs we don't even know about.
Doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, you're right.
And the band didn't like him so much.
Well, let's say the band did like him and his dick wasn't falling off. I think it'd be pretty cool to be Axl Rose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
How about Jim Morrison? The Doors?
I read a biography of his. It didn't seem like he was having a great time
Motley
either.
Crue.
He was in Motley Crue's a good
big
one.
time alcoholic.
What about Kiss?
All that makeup all the time since like a pain in the
Yeah,
ass.
then you got to wear the outfit.
You know what? This is my theory on Kiss. They're like, man, we got to do something different to stick out. Let's put makeup on. And when you're a kid, they were young when they did this. They took all this time. They're all excited about doing it. 40 years later, these guys still got to put this damn makeup on. I bet they are so sick of it.
No, I bet they like it because it makes them like, less obviously aging. Because if you see the Rolling Stones in concert now,
Well,
it's
I love Gene Simmons' reality show, Family Jewels. He looks pretty old on there. He doesn't care.
so
he
doesn't
care.
look any older when he has the makeup on because it just hides everything.
I'm just saying, I bet it's a beast that you got to put this damn face makeup on all the time. It's probably annoying as hell.
I wouldn't want to. That's why I was like, you know what? Gwen Stefani and No Doubt seemed fun. Trumpets and shit.
This is my thing. Gwen Stefani. Let's say Gwen Stefani, like Beyonce. Are they getting like male groupies the way guys get female groupies?
No, because beautiful women in general have men that are all over them anyway. So is really that much of a difference?
That's what I'm saying. Well, so do badass. Well, you know what? Most of these rock stars aren't very handsome, are they?
No, women can pretty much.
Well, let's say Luke Rockhold started a band. He's gonna get more chicks than he would if he wasn't in the band.
Yeah, but we say name some random hot chick and say she's the head of some band. Is she really gonna have?
She's gonna get more tail for sure, being famous, 100%.
But does a woman need that kind of help? Is that the point you're trying to make?
I'm just saying
Like,
that.
And I'm saying it doesn't
that
matter.
chick could go and hook up with famous people anyway, and just go be a gold digger.
yeah.
Yeah,
be
but
the
I'm saying she's gonna have 100 groupies waiting for her outside. Like she's gonna have more guys coming after her.
I don't know where are these male groupies at.
You fucked up. You messed up. You're
I'm
gonna get
just
some male
saying.
group. You have. Are you kidding me? Male groupies?
Where are they at?
You messed up, boys. At Ronda Rousey, go get her.
I'm
Instagrammer.
just saying-
Send her dick pics now.
There's a big difference.
You're about
in
to
chicks
get some
coming after
DMs.
a guy. If like a chick's coming after.
Oh, you messed up.
No, I
didn't you?
didn't. No, I didn't.
Well, welcome to the entertainment business. You are on the Fire and the Kid. You're gonna
you
get
go
so
from
many
being
creepy
some
shit.
dude to some rock star, you're gonna get a lot more increase in people interested in sleeping with you than if you're going from being some hot chick to some famous hot chick.
So you're telling me a girl like Sandra Bullock, attractive girl, she's cool. She's probably a 7 on the street with fame back in her day, or you know what I'm saying? She's probably a 9 or 10. 100% fame's getting you more ass or dick.
I'm just saying,
Guarantee you.
Scarlett Johansson's already gorgeous, right? If she wasn't famous and all the guys that would fuck her now that she was famous, if you showed them a picture of her and them not knowing who she was, they would still point at it and say, yeah, I'd fuck her.
Yeah, but she's not going to be WCW Women's Crush Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? Like she's all over now. She's a sex symbol now.
Yeah, but
Because of her fame,
once you
she
get
has more
past a certain
access.
number,
She also has access
I'm never
to
gonna
famous
run into
people.
2 billion dudes that want to hook up with me. You know,
It's like you plateau. It's just there. Like
yeah,
you
there's
just,
only so many people you can interact with throughout the day. If you're already a hot chick, every guy you run into wants to sleep with you anyway.
yeah.
This is true. This is true. Here's a
I love it when I make a good point.
Yeah, that was a good point.
finally. No money in the tool jar for that one. No money in the tool jar for that one. We got some weird ones. We'll do a couple more. We'll do like 3 more. Cool.
Yeah.
This one's just for me. Hashtag Firing the Kid, at Brendan Schaub, at Brian Callen. What does Brian have to do to be in your corner for a fight? I'll tell you what. If I fight Cain Velasquez or Fabricio Verdum and I get 4 corners, if you're fighting for a title, you get 4, right?
4.
Brian will be in my corner. Other than that, Brian can sit in the crowd and yell, "This is your shot. This is your world." And I'm sure you'll hear him yelling at the Andrei Arlovsky fight. He will definitely be there.
Just put him in the VIP section and next to Dana or something.
I know. We need to get Dana and him together. Although when he met Dana, he was super nervous. He's all weird. It wasn't good.
Yeah, you got Pierce Morgan on him.
I know. It wasn't good. Oh, yeah, you were there? Some bullshit. At least he was a lot better with Ronda.
He was.
I've broken him in though.
Yeah.
After a couple
Even Rogan told him.
sessions.
Even Rogan told him, he goes, "Bro, on that podcast you do alone, when you're serious, who the fuck is that? What are you doing?
Dude,
Don't do that anymore."
Dana White's office is super intimidating if you've never been in there, though.
Really? I was cool.
I love his office. It's got the
it's
coolest
an awesome
stuff ever.
office. He
in
had
there.
he had like shoes laid out.
Yeah,
like,
he
had,
did have
like,
a bunch of stuff.
That big old picture of the 2 Japanese
naked chick.
people. Yeah, that's pretty gangster.
Yeah, Dana.
What's happening in the Japanese people?
They're getting intimate.
They're having sex.
Yeah.
You've ever seen it?
Yeah, I have. I just thought.
You want to see him say it?
But now you avoided that. You know, yeah, there's just 2 people. I like the big fuck painting. There's like just the word fuck.
Yeah.
I thought that was
It
pretty
doesn't
cool.
do it for me.
My raps are in there.
The other ones did.
But he did. He got super intimidated going in there.
Yeah, he did. It was weird. All right, let's do a couple more. And this one, God, man, you messed up, Jeannie, asking where these weirdos are. This guy put at Mike_America, Michael Martin, at Brian Callen, at Ronda Rousey, at UFC on Fox. How many girls' DMs does Brendan Schaub get on a daily basis on Twitter?
Depends on how many he follows.
That's true.
Let's hear it, Brendan.
From the guy that follows and retweets everybody.
Everything, man. If it's positive and I like it, you're going to follow and retweet. Listen, and my brother runs a lot of it, so I could be following people and not even notice. So,
So he's running game on your Twitter?
not running game. He's basically married, but, he'll handle some of the stuff. So, I'll get some DMs for sure. You jacked up saying that. You're gonna get some JPEGs on Instagram. You know they can send pictures now.
People you follow.
No, nope. I don't think so. I don't know how it works exactly.
You have to follow them. This be like mutual follow.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Someone confirm that.
I
I don't
guess you'll
think so.
find out.
You have to follow them.
You're gonna get some
it's
dick
like
pics.
a DM. It's like Snapchat. You have to both follow each other. That was their attempt. That was Instagram's attempt to thwart Snapchat. Was to do the private message. And then Snapchat lost their Venice property and were evicted from the boardwalk.
Yep.
See that?
We'll do one more.
So they get from having giant parties that I walk past and can't go into.
This is a.
Did you try to go into it?
I'm gonna
No,
mix
but
it.
they looked like all exclusive, and I was like, "Oh, I can't go into the Snapchat house." And I thought I was okay and stuff, you know. And it's like they got close. I was like, "Yeah, fuck you guys and your parties. I can't go to that." Come outside
right.
the window.
Last
rain.
one at Lacrosse Rob. Well, I'm gonna switch this up a little so it makes sense here with Ronda being here. At Lacrosse Robert, if Brendan Schaub was tied to a chair, how long would it take at Brian Callen to knock him out, or at Ronda Rousey? Who would do it faster?
If you were tied to a chair, knocking you out would be the last thing I would be thinking of doing.
Whoa! Hold. Awkward now. Awkward for listeners. Callen jacking off onto the plane. Listen to this live. Callen jacking off with his tears because he's late for the plane. Man, listen, Cal's a 180-pound male,
Brendan's still blushing.
but Ronda knows how to hit. I would say, Ronda would probably head kick me. If Callen gave me that spinning back kick, it'd jack me up pretty
I wouldn't
bad.
kick you first.
You'd punch me first?
Fuck, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'll kick you right in the face. You get out of hand, I got this Brico Crow Cop right leg waiting for you ass. Yeah, so we'll end it there. Listen, Fire and the Kid fans, we appreciate you guys. We got the ratings back. We're killing it. Number 7 sports podcast in the world. That's big for us. Tell a friend. That's how it happens. You guys make it happen. By you guys spreading the word, telling the people how good the show is. I retweet you. Callen retweets you. Tomorrow, Callen, the kid, will actually make this appearance. We're going to be on the Joe Rogan podcast breaking down the fights, everything you want to know. Rogan tweeted out that we will be coming back, and that's tomorrow. What else do we have for you? www.thefighterandthekidshop.com. My new shirts for training camp just got released. Go check it out. We got women's sizes. We got men's sizes. We got big boy sizes. We got little boy sizes. We got tanks, t-shirts. Support me. I love you guys. The queen herself is in the house replacing Brian Callen. Ronda, any last words?
Yeah, could you sing us out?
Try it. Let's go.
I never heard you sing, Brandon.
Oh,
Either. You never serenade
on the
me.
spot.
I want to be serenaded.
I don't even. I'm
Can you
trying
sing me "Take Me Home Tonight"? That's the song I always dreamed to sing on karaoke.
Take me home tonight. That Eddie Money. Is that the song?
Yeah, that's Eddie Money.
Take me home to. If I had the lyrics, I could do
He's
it.
super red right now.
I'm sweating. I'm a
I don't
little.
want to let you go.
I don't know that song. I don't know that
Give
one.
me another one. Give me one. Give me an oldie.
An oldie.
Like the In the Still of the Night, something like that.
I'll give you one. A little kung fu fighting. I wish you guys weren't.
See, I was
wish
hoping
you
for some Billy Joel.
No, I got nothing for you. I got a little. Whoa, whoa. Everybody was kung fu fighting. That's all I got. Firing the kid. Ronda Rousey replacing the kid. We're